Gentlemen, please stand up.
Now, please welcome the show for bloody good Kiwis across the country.
It's time. It's time for,
This is Bhuja with Lee Hart and Jason Hoyt.
It's the Daily Bhuja, most people would know. They're the stars of the very own radio show. There ain't no other, I'm not sad to say, so stay under the table, cause they've been drinking people under for days. Keep on talking if they don't like what they hear. They'll have the guts for land, dispose it right between your ears. Smooth talkers, they got the gift of the gab. As far as mom's concerned, say hello to your new dad.
Good day, New Zealand. Welcome to Daily Bhuja. Great to have your company this Monday afternoon. It is the 29th of October 2018. Hope as always you had a great weekend. Lee Hart, young Tom from Studio B. G'day, mate.
Yeah, g'day, mate. Great to be here.
Yeah, you looking well? How's things?
Yeah, good, mate. Good show. Big show today, I tell you.
Yeah, boy, oh boy. We've
Big
got
Monday.
an amazing show coming up. A very special guest, Michio Kaku, who is a theoretical physicist. He was the dude that invented string theory, for God's sake.
Well, he's certainly one of the big proponents of it, of course, and, I mean, it's pretty basic stuff, really, but we'll chew it out with him and get some, views on him. I'm interested to see, from a fundamental physics perspective, if he's pushing the sort of the major string theory or the circular string theory, or perhaps more your cosmic or bosonic string theory.
Yeah. That's the sort of stuff we're going to get into when he's in the studio, Michio. Actually, if you've got any questions for him, text us on 3483 and we'll be sure to ask him. How are you, Tom? You good?
I'm bloody healthy, Jace.
Yeah, good
Had
on you,
a
mate.
wonderful weekend.
Hey, Lee, of course, it was your baby brother's 50th this last weekend. How did that go, buddy?
Ooh, that's my older brother, yeah. But no, it went really well.
Yeah, good party?
Really well, yeah, very good, very
Nice.
good. And a little video we did went down very well from.
Oh, nice.
Very good.
Yeah, very nice, very nice. God, I did the old Auckland Marathon, and they were talking about, making sure in the news there that you prep properly for it, and I suppose in hindsight it was a bit arrogant of me to assume that I could do no training and just do the 50k run, but I got there. Not in record time, mate, but I'm a bit stiff today, I'll tell you that much.
No warm-up, nothing, just straight into it.
No, just hammered down from the outset, mate. There's Audio Slave. Good day, New Zealand.
Doesn't remind me of anything.
Audio Slave there on Radio Hauraki Monday afternoon. No, it wasn't 50k actually, fellas. That was showing up. It was actually about 42k. But it was funny because I finished it right. I finished a marathon. Usually you sort of collapse at the finish line. I was planking at the end of it, doing some press ups. I didn't quite feel like I had emptied the tank properly, to be honest.
I did 50 last year at the marathon last year. I finished, and then I sort of ran back a few K to help someone. There was a guy that was sort of struggling a bit.
Right.
He sort of cramped up, and I saw him as I was running through. So I better keep an eye on that guy. So I finished. I wanted to get a good time, so I carried on.
I was going to say, why didn't you just help him when you saw it happening?
I was, at that stage I thought, but then I felt bad about that, so I ran back probably another 4K. Helped them and finished off with them.
Right. Well, if you ran back another 4k, that means you would have had another 4k to go back again. So that's 8k, 8k extra that you did. Was that the one where you shat your pants?
No, that's the year before.
Oh, the year before. Okay. It's quite a common phenomenon, actually, when people do a marathon, because their body reaches the end of its physical endurance.
Yeah, but I did that before I actually left to go to the marathon.
Oh, that's right, because you got that really bad rash on your thighs, didn't you?
Yeah.
Because once you've done it, you got to keep going. You can't just go,
right.
well. It's not like you bring a spare pair of shorts and netting, is it?
No, you don't. But controversial. Speaking of things like that. What do you make of this, the story that everyone's talking about at the moment? Charging us a toll, okay, to go over the Harbour Bridge.
Yeah.
That was paid for years ago.
Well, it opened in 1959, and the last time they were tolling was 1984, so it's been over 30 years since they've actually done
it's
tolls.
paid for, but they're saying now because of these scooters, they're putting in scooter lanes around the city.
Well, very similar to what they have, like the interlink buses, just the inner city area. So, yeah, they want to put a scooter lane.
$45 million.
Minimum. $45
That's going
million.
to cost.
Yeah.
That'll be after 5 million consultations that'll be going on forever. But 45 million, okay, let's make it 50 million. They're going to charge us.
Well, you can be guaranteedly it will go up to at least 70 or 80 million when
Yeah.
you're talking those numbers. Easy.
And, and because I know people have to use the Harbour Bridge,
Yeah.
they're using that as the main payment thing. And get this, it's either going to come, they're going to add it to your Sky bill,
If you've got Sky.
but you go, hey, I don't have Sky. Well, it'll come off your phone bill then, apparently.
Yeah. Or, well, what is it? They're thinking $2.50 each way, $2.50 each way. So
Yeah.
if you're living on the North Shore and you're going back and forth over the bridge, you could be spending up to $20-$30 a day.
You could.
And this is something that was paid for over 30 years ago. This is, along with all the stadium debacle and stuff, this is typical of the sort of stuff that will really get on people's... And with a fuel tax going
And the
on.
fuel tax as well. But what's most annoying, I think, we're a national show, and I'm guessing what's going to annoy most people around the country is that Christchurch, Wellington, Dunedin, they have to pay for it as well. But they can't obviously charge them a rate to go over the bridge because they're not doing that. So they're just going to charge them a flat rate per year.
I think it's $20 on the rates or whatever.
Which isn't a lot,
Yeah.
but it adds up.
Yeah. Well, it's,
What do you think, Christchurch, of that? Text 348
or Dunedin, or anyone in the South End, or Wellington, wherever you are,
Should you be
outside
paying
of
for
Auckland.
Auckland scooter lanes?
There's Radiohead in the meantime. This is Bhuja. Radiohead there on Daily Bhuja. A little bit later on the show, of course, we'll be doing our Bhuja Vinaka call, so make sure you buy your phones if you've registered at radiohodaki.co.nz, because I believe, Lee Hart, we're going to announce the winners of that on the Friday show. So it's only
That's right, yeah.
we've only got this week to do it, so for God's sake, New Zealand, make sure you stay by your phones.
And remember, of course, we've got Dr. Kaku, is it?
Yes.
Michio
Kaku.
Yeah, that's right. He'll be coming in. He's a what would you describe him? He's a sort of co-founder of string theory.
He's a theoretical physicist.
Famed futurist, award-winning documentary maker. Any questions for him? Keep them intelligent. We don't want to look stupid. We only want intelligent questions. Pretty much. Read it first before you send it.
Well, it's interesting because I know that you've been in the offices all afternoon researching the crap out of it. Because I know that this particular theoretical physicist and physics is something that you're massively interested in.
Yeah.
So what I might do is actually give a bit of a tag team here and let you sort of run the majority of that interview, because bugger me, I don't even know where to begin with theoretical physics.
I think the best thing to do, Jay, is just accept you don't know anything and just come from a layman sort of approach. Would be the best way in your case.
Well, there's no such thing as a stupid question, as my teacher used to say.
We'll see about that shortly when he comes in about 4:30.
Yeah, I think it's about 4:30 he'll be coming in, Lee Hart. Also, don't forget, we've got some John Butler Trio tickets to give away. They're going to be here soon, so make sure you listen out for that, and we'll be doing that maybe a little bit later on in the show, Tom. Why are you looking at me like that, Tom?
There's so much going on the show.
Yeah, there is.
There's just always so many things
And
given
you don't want
away.
to be bogged down by someone just because they're super intelligent. And
No.
stuff. We're all human underneath. And you mentioned the Auckland Marathon earlier on. It doesn't matter how smart you are, everyone's still got the ability to crap themselves in the right circumstances.
Yeah.
Does Michio do that?
I'm not saying he does. I'm saying, but he's.
Well, I mean, I don't think he craps himself, but he goes to the toilet like everyone else. That's actually a really good way to keep things real, is to remember that everyone actually has to go to the toilet at some point.
You're not going to bring that up when he's here, though, are you?
Well, he actually talks about the gut and how what we eat directly affects what we think. In terms of inflammation of the intestinal system and stuff
But
like
he's
that.
not that kind of doctor. I think we should probably avoid any
Yeah,
questions.
well, you were
to-
saying you've got a rash and stuff, and I was thinking, well, I don't think Michio is the sort of guy to be asking about the rash that you've got. But it is pretty weird, though. You should get that looked at. How, is that like a reaction to something? What is that rash?
I hope so.
Yeah, you need to get that sorted out, mate.
Can you stop scratching it?
Yeah, because
You're getting it everywhere.
I'm seeing sort of bacterial flakes floating in the
Well,
sunlight.
we'll see what Dr. Mitch makes of it.
We will. Keep those texts coming in, by the way, on 3483. What did you get up to on the weekend? What did you think of the test match? What are you wearing? We want to know. But here's Fat Freddy's drop. The Cult there. You're listening to Radio Hodaki. The time is 4:26. A text, if I may, Lee Hart. G'day, mate. Thought I would see if Bhuja would be interested in purchasing my 2019 calendar, 12 Angles of the Moose Knuckle, the Bulgarian edition. If you don't want to buy it, would you potentially come up with a 10-second radio ad for it? Would love you to give it a plug this Arvo. The ad, that is. If you don't want to buy it, would you potentially come up with a 10-second radio ad for it?
This is for the 2019 calendar.
12 angles of the moose knuckle. Well, it's interesting that this guy should bring that up because I know that you've got some Speedo Cop calendars that you are wanting to get rid of. There's some issues with those ones.
They're a bit out of date now. We used a Mayan calendar with the days. So, I mean, what tends to happen, you'll either be a day early or 9 days late to any meeting you've put on the calendar.
Yeah.
But I think by the year 2046, it comes back into sync.
Well, the interesting thing about those calendars, though, the Speedo Cop calendars, is that all the tides are right on it.
Yeah.
It must have, in the time that we did it, gone full circle tide-wise, and now all the tides that you see on that particular Speedo Cop calendar are actually accurate this year.
That's about the only thing that is accurate, though, is the tides.
Well, how do you feel about us giving away those Speedo Cop calendars as part of a sort of Bhuja prize kit?
We'll have to dig a few up.
Yeah.
Or get them remade.
Right.
There's a few floating around. I think they're 2009 or something, weren't they? 2008.
Something like that, yeah.
Going back a bit. But yeah, we give this guy a plug for his, how do people get hold of them?
I want to know how he got hold of the photos for Moose Knuckle. I mean, did he actually, get specific people? Did he ask his mates to wear very tight shorts? Or how did he go about getting and procuring the Moose Knuckle pictures? Or were they secretive Moose Knuckle picture taking? You know what I mean? Like he was in a crowd and you'd just take a photo of a moose knuckle without anyone knowing.
Well, it's best thing you can do is probably send us some, and we can have a look and we can market it.
Yeah, I mean, I personally don't know who in particular would find a moose knuckle picture appealing. I certainly potentially wouldn't want a moose knuckle picture, a calendar in my house.
This
Camel toe.
This text case, what's the last three numbers on it? That's your number, isn't it?
No. No, not at all, Tom. Where did you get that from?
Are you just trying to voice your things on the show?
Mate,
It's not
if I'm going to sell stuff on the show, I'll be deadly upfront about it.
Okay.
Like Lee is.
Like I am.
I'll just come right out and say, this is a product that I'm endorsing, buy it.
It must be a glitch in the text machine that's the same.
Maybe.
Check
Yeah.
this out, guys. Dale from Christchurch writes, if I get a bill of my rates for Auckland's poxy scooter track thing, I'll personally visit the Auckland mayoral chambers and shove said bill complete with letterbox. That fart Phil Goff's bottom. That when he farts, he whistles. Thoughts? Well, that's I knew this was going to divide people.
Yeah, for those of you that are just joining us, they're thinking of opening up tolls on the Harbour Bridge again. $2.50 each way to pay for the new inner city
And charging people in Christchurch, Wellington and Dunedin
a flat fee,
rate.
$20, so that they can build a inner city scooter. What would you call it? Route.
Yeah, Scooterway, which is they say at this point $45 million minimum. But when they say $45 million, you know it's going to be at least 70 or 80. Yeah, totally.
It always doubles after that. So yeah, fair enough. I mean, people are getting a bit fired up about that. Why wouldn't you? I mean, if you live on the North
Maybe
Shore,
they should just charge them $40 straight off and get it over and done with.
well, I just think on top of the fuel tax and all that sort of stuff, now people are paying to go back and forth across the bridge. If you live in the North Shore and you have to come into town, you could be spending $20-$30 a day on that.
Yeah.
Add that to the fuel costs. It's just bloody outrageously.
Yeah.
Keep those texts coming in, by the way, for
Is it Jacinda's fault?
Michio Kaku, the theoretical physicist. He'll be coming in very shortly. Keep him intelligent too, New Zealand. Here's The Offspring. The Offspring there on Radio Hodaki. Great to have your company this Monday afternoon. What is a moose knuckle? I'll explain that a little bit later. Now's not an appropriate time. Now listen, Bhuja Vanaka. Hey? Boy, it's happening very fast. It's only a matter of time before we get into that. It's only a couple of weeks away, Lee, that we're actually going. And
Gone to Fiji Island. Bhuja Vanaka.
Bhuja Vanaka.
All thanks to BG Airways. Welcome to our home.
Yes, indeed. Radio Hodaki and Fiji Airways present Bhuja Vanaka. You and two mates could be joining Lee, myself, and Matt Ward from Bhuja, poolside at Doubletree Resort by Hilton Hotel Fiji, Sonosali Island. You'll enjoy 4 nights of sun, sand, and cocktails, and maybe a spot of fishing too, all thanks to Fiji Airways. Welcome to our home. To get in the draw, all you need to do is register at hodaki.co.nz and be ready to answer your phone saying Bhuja Vanaka.
Let's give it a go, eh?
Yeah, let's make some calls, Lee. Let's make some calls. Keep those texts coming in too.
Hi, this is Anne from Verve.
Oh,
I'm sorry I can't take your call.
good to us.
no good to us. Answer machine, no. Here comes another call. Jesus, this is exciting stuff.
Monday, eh?
Yeah. Jeez. Bit of Monday itis going on, I reckon. Come on, people, come on.
You've reached Brooke. I
Oh.
can't take your call right
That's
now.
no good. That's all right.
Leave me a
Park that for a minute.
Cheers.
We'll try one more, Tom. Come on, mate. You can do this. Is it? We seem to be calling a lot of women. Is that
Yeah.
a deliberate tactic, or is it just how it's turning out? Tom.
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
I just dial the numbers. I don't choose them.
Here we go.
Yeah, dumb lucky, come on.
Bhuja Vanaka.
Hey!
Brilliant.
Beautiful. Who are we speaking to?
Molly.
Molly, how are you going?
Good, thanks. How are you guys?
Yeah, very good, thanks, Molly. You had a good weekend?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Pretty chilled out.
Nice, nice. Speaking of chilled out, you'd be pretty keen to go to Fiji for 4 nights, wouldn't you?
Oh, for sure.
Who would you take, Molly?
Probably my partner.
Yes. It's interesting because you get to take another person. We've been saying it's actually quite an awkward sort of thing to fill that third spot, really. Have you got anyone in mind for that, Molly?
Might actually be my best friend as well, yeah.
Yeah, nice. Nice, Molly.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Hey, well, congratulations. Thanks for answering, Bhuja Vanaka. You stay on the line and our good mate Petra will
Awesome.
put you in the draw, Molly. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, mate. There you go. Now,
there you go.
we've got Dr. Michio Kaku next, and keep those texts coming in on 3483. Anything you want us to ask him, let us know. Oh, yes, indeed, MGMT there on Radio Hodaki this Monday afternoon, and we're very excited about our next guest. No one knows more about the world of tomorrow than Michio Kaku. Equal parts theoretical physicist, futurist, and popular science communicator, he studies cutting-edge science and technology in order to understand the future. A graduate of Harvard University in Berkeley, Kaku has spent 25 years as a professor of theoretical physics at the City College of New York. He joins us in the studio now. And Michio, welcome to New Zealand. Welcome to Radio Hodaki. How are you going?
Well, after such a great introduction, I can't wait to hear the speaker myself.
Yeah. Because you're here on a tour, aren't you?
That's right.
What is, in the most simplistic sense, a theoretical physicist?
We're the ones who try to, quote, read the mind of God. We're the ones who try to understand where it all came from, why it came from, why the Big Bang happened, why did we have stars, galaxies, people. That's what I do for a living.
Right, okay.
Are we at the point where the Big Bang, everybody agrees now that it did happen?
Oh, yeah, the data. We have thousands of data points. Every single data point matches the Big Bang Theory. If one data point did not match the Big Bang Theory, we'd have to throw the whole theory out the window. Every single point matches.
It'd be inconvenient, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, because this is a real, I guess you could say, one of Lee's personal favourite topics, you know. Now, let's talk about string theory.
Yeah, that's what I do for a living.
That's what you
my
do for
day
a
job.
living. Now, Tom and I, we were researching string theory, and in the researching of string theory, let's be honest, Tom, we got even more confused.
Well, I thought the string
Michio.
theory was just how long's a piece of string. I thought
Yeah.
you worked that out, but
Are you able to explain it in a way that I can understand?
Well, think of a tiny rubber band, you know. Each vibration of a rubber band corresponds to a particle seen from a distance. So electrons, protons, nothing but different frequencies of a vibrating string. So physics is nothing but the harmonies you can create on a vibrating rubber band. Chemistry is the melodies you can play on rubber bands that are interacting. The universe is a symphony of these vibrating strings, and the mind of God. The mind of God that Einstein spent 30 years of his life chasing after is cosmic music. Cosmic music resonating through hyperspace. That is the mind of God.
You see, Tom, it's that easy, mate.
And
Yeah, I've
Jace,
got
if
it
you
now,
put
Nick.
two cans together with a string between them, you can talk like a telephone, can't you?
Yeah, information. Look at DNA. DNA is a string. Mother Nature has used strings to concentrate tremendous amounts of information to create people. We are made out of strings. And subatomic particles. Why do we have so many? Because each one is nothing but a vibration of a mode of a rubber band.
Right.
So, yeah.
So
You
simple,
got
you
that?
see?
Couldn't put it better myself. Let's talk about space for a moment
Yes.
here. The future. Are we going to be living? Will we have people on Mars in the next 50 years?
I think so. First of all, the dinosaurs did not have a space program. That's why they're not here today. That's why we don't see any dinosaurs running in the studio. We do have a space program. And as my colleague Stephen Hawking emphasized, one day Mother Nature will destroy the Earth. Comets, meteors, impact, the sun eating up the Earth. We have to leave the Earth at some point. And by mid-century, NASA has stated now a timeline that by the 2030s and 2040s, we will be on Mars.
Wow.
But no matter how bad Earth got in the next 100 years, we're talking about global warming, all this sort of stuff, it still couldn't be a worse environment than Mars is at the moment.
Well, we need an insurance policy. Some people think we're going to evacuate the Earth to go to Mars. No one is talking about evacuating the Earth. We just need a settlement on Mars as an insurance policy. Plan B, basically, in case something bad does happen to the Earth. It's a law of physics that one day Mother Nature will destroy the Earth. And that's what Stephen Hawking kept saying over and over again. At some point, we have to prepare to leave the motherland.
Well, it's interesting because Dejat texted in Michio, and he asked the question, realistically, how long can humankind survive at its current level population and food and energy requirements?
Well, I think into the next several decades, we're going to be challenged by global warming, challenged by overpopulation, challenged by all these things. And it's not clear which way things are going to go. Okay?
Right. Yeah. Well, we'll just hold it there. We'll go into a bit of Led Zeppelin, and we'll come back in a second. Is that all right, Michio?
Sure.
Great.
This is Bhuja with Lee Hart and Jason
Yes,
Boyce.
indeed. Very nice to have your company this Monday afternoon. We have very special guest, Dr. Michio Kaku, theoretical physicist, in the studio with us. Now, you made the comment that within this century, we will make contact with an alien civilization by listening in on their radio communications. Are you saying that out there in the big, wide stratosphere, there's other top radio DJs?
I'm not sure about top radio DJs that can compete with yours, but I think they're out there. I think, yes, we've discovered 4,000 planets circling other stars in our neighborhood of the galaxy. On average, every single star you see at night, has a planet going around it. And they're all wondering whether there's any intelligent life on the Earth. Well, probably not. Have you seen television recently?
Yeah, well,
no
yeah,
intelligent
exactly.
life on this planet.
We were talking about crazy stuff.
So
Yes,
are we
please.
more likely to go in search of them, or are they more likely to find us?
They're going to have to come and search for us because we are so primitive. We can just barely leave the planet Earth. To go from the stars, they would have have a civilization a few thousand years ahead of us.
Right.
Isn't there, because I remember hearing an interview not long ago about there is somewhere in the States where they are sending out messages to outer space.
That's a bad
Cities.
idea.
Yeah,
there is.
But what they were saying was that even though they're sending out these messages to outer space, it's going to take many, 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 many years for that message to be received and then beamed back to us, I guess, if that makes any sense.
Well, you see, we've been broadcasting television for 50 years. So surrounding the Earth, there is a sphere 50 light years in radius, expanding at the speed of light, containing our finest cultural archives like I Love Lucy, Leave It to Beaver, and programs like that. And any civilization within that sphere will pick up our emissions. And that's why they will be convinced there's no intelligent life on the Earth.
They're going to think we're idiots.
That's why they don't bother us.
Yeah.
Stay away from it, yeah. So in our lifetime, then, we'll probably be going to Mars. And, well, Jace is a bit older than me, of course, but you're saying in the next 30, 40 years.
I think that our grandkids may honeymoon on the moon. The moon is three days away, hop, skip, and a jump, and we have 3 rockets now capable of putting humans on the moon. We're going to have a traffic jam around the moon with Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and NASA, each fielding their own moon rocket around the moon. And then by the 2030s, it's on to Mars.
Did you ever meet Neil Armstrong in your life?
No, but I met Buzz Aldrin several times. He was the second man on
Yeah.
the moon. And he tells me that, yeah, it's inevitable. Our destiny is to go with the stars.
Where are we in terms of technology? Because, you know, we talk about the fact that in the last sort of 30 or 40 years, we've advanced technologically wise more than we have in the entirety of humankind. Is that something that you see being a positive or a negative? I mean, could things, in terms of robots and things, get out of control?
Well, I think it's overall positive. Robots could go out of control, but that's on a scale of 100 years, I think.
Right.
Robots today have the intelligence of a cockroach, retarded, lobotomized cockroach.
But I think you made the comment that in a way that robots are going to kind of evolve, not like human beings, but at one point they're going to have the intelligence of a mouse and then maybe a cat, a dog. Is that how you see robots? Because there is this sort of crazy fear that we have that robots are going to take over the world and blow us all to pieces.
Well, right now, robots have the intelligence of a cockroach, and then eventually a mouse, and then a rat, then a rabbit, then a dog and a cat, and finally a monkey. At that point, by the end of this century, they could be dangerous because monkeys know they are monkeys and not humans. Now, dogs are confused. Dogs think that we are a dog. We're the top dog and they're the underdog. Monkeys have no illusions whatsoever that they are different from us. So I think at that point we should put a chip in their brain to shut them off when they have murderous thoughts.
And monkeys don't seem to mind masturbating whenever they want, either, do they? Monkeys tend to be quite naughty like that, don't they, as well? They're different.
Yeah, and monkeys know they are monkeys, and that's why when a robot becomes as smart as a monkey, they have self-awareness, and they are dangerous. Robots today do not know they're robots. They're that stupid. They don't know what they are. But by the end of the century, they will know what they are.
Yeah. Now listen, you're doing a tour. Whereabouts are you? You're in Wellington on Wednesday. Do you know where I had the piece of paper, but I've lost the piece of paper. Oh, yeah. Let us know the...
Yeah, Victory Convention Centre in Auckland, that's this Wednesday.
Yeah.
On Friday... Michael Fowler Centre, Wellington. Saturday, 3rd November, Isaac Theatre Royal, Christchurch.
Beautiful. Well, Michio, we really don't have time. We could go on for hours and hours and hours with you, but if you want to hear more about what Michio has to say, then go to these gigs. Why not? Because you're just basically taking questions and talking about your ideas.
Yeah, or go to my website, mkaku.org, mkaku.org. We have 3 million fans on Facebook and
Nice.
650,000 on Twitter.
Well, Dr. Michio Kaku, thank you so much for coming in. All the best with the tour and enjoy your time in New Zealand.
I will. Thank you so much. It's been a great pleasure being here.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure having you. Thanks, mate. Yes, indeed, Green Day there on Radio Hodaki. Even when he was explaining string theory to me, I still didn't have a clue what he was talking about. Did you guys? Be honest with me. Did you have any idea what he was saying?
Yeah, I sort of did. But the thing is, what concerns me is he might not be that smart. But we don't know any better. So he might not be that intelligent at all. And he just comes on these shows and just says stuff, and we just got to take his word for it. Because we can't disprove him. I'm not saying he isn't. I'm just saying I'm sure he is.
Is that why you asked about you said it about the monkeys masturbating? Is that why you brought that up? Because you were trying to sort of break through that facade of intellectualism.
Right. If he laughed at that, you see, or if you found that amusing.
Was that like a test? Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Very good.
Would you want to be the first DJs on Mars? We could be the first radio show on Mars. Imagine that. It'd be a great honour, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool. I'd need my trees, though, Lee. I don't know that I could handle Mars for very long.
Mars FM. Bhuja.
Could be good. Hey, but the time is 5:11, and because of Dr. Michio Kaku, we're running a bit late, but it is time now for Lee Hart's Name That Tune. I love how he just casually threw it in there that he was, him and Stephen Hawking were colleagues.
Yeah.
Imagine the conversations those guys have just sitting around the fire having a few wines or beers.
Stephen Hawking's dead, isn't he?
Is he?
I'm pretty sure he is, yeah.
Okay. What you got for us today, mate? This Monday afternoon. If you can name that tune, New Zealand, give us a call right now on 0800 Hodaki. Love to hear from you. White Stripes there, Icky Thump on Radio Hodaki this Monday afternoon. Before that, of course, we had Lee Hart's Name That Tune. Let's go straight to the line, shall we? Riley in Christchurch. G'day, mate.
G'day, mate.
How's life, Riley?
Not too bad.
Excellent,
Well,
excellent. Yeah, good, thanks, mate. You finished work for the day?
Yep, all done.
What do you do, Riley?
I'm a chippy.
Good on you, mate. And you had a good weekend, Riley?
Yeah, not too bad, actually. Not too bad.
Good on you, mate. Now, Riley, can you name that tune?
Yeah, it's The Hurricane by Bob Dylan.
It possibly could be the same cause, I'm not sure, but not on this occasion.
Sorry about that, Riley. Hey, but thanks for the call, man. You have a great afternoon.
Yeah, cheers.
Thanks, mate. Let's go to Luke. G'day, mate.
G'day, mate.
How's life, Luke?
How's it going?
Yeah, good. Yourself? You're going home from work, aren't you?
Nah, I'm still at work at the moment.
Yeah.
Still at work. Working away.
It's nearly 5:20, Riley. What are you doing? Oh, Luke, sorry.
Just building some stuff. I'm a joiner, so.
Right, okay.
Yeah, nice, yeah.
Good on you. Good on you, Luke.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, man, can you name that tune?
Is it America? Sister with golden hair?
I'm afraid
Or
it's not.
golden dreadlocks? Oh,
I'm
hair?
afraid it's not.
No, sorry, Luke. Hey, but man,
okay.
thanks for the call. You have a great afternoon. Let's go to Corey, Auckland admin. Intrigued to know what that is. Corey, g'day, mate.
How are you, lad?
Yeah, good, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, pretty good, thanks.
Auckland admin. What's that? What are you in charge of admin, Corey?
Yeah, we do like import wholesale type stuff.
Right. So whenever there's anything sort of technical going on, they go, just go and ask Corey.
Allegedly, yeah.
Right. Nice. All right, Corey, can you name that tune?
Yeah, I think it's Mr. Jones by the Counting Crows.
Correct.
Awesome.
Well done, man. Well done.
Thanks.
Stay on the line, Corey, and our good mate Petra will look after you in Studio B.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Take care.
Same with you. Thanks, mate. They were all the rage, the Black Crows, for a while, weren't they?
The Counting Crows.
The Counting Crows. Sorry, what did I say?
Yeah.
The Black Crows. Yeah, the Counting Crows. And they had the guy with the lead singer went out with
I did too.
the woman from Friends. What's her name?
Courtney Cox.
No, the other one.
Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah, Jennifer Aniston.
Did he?
Yeah, for a while. But they were sort of all. I wonder what's ever happened to the Counting Crows. Because they were like, I wouldn't say they were one-hit wonders, but I can't recall them releasing lots of
We
albums.
should have asked Dr. Michio Kaku. You might know.
Well, we could give him a call. I think we've still got his number. I bet he would know, too. I bet he would. He'd be one of those guys, you just ask him anything, he'd go, oh, yes, that was 4 albums.
14 books he's written.
14, yeah. I wonder if you ever get just massively tired when you're massively intelligent. You just go, oh, God. I wonder if you sort of get down on yourself because you think about the world and its massiveness and just go, oh, I don't want to get out of bed today. It's just all too much.
I feel like that sometimes.
Do you? Yeah, same, actually. Particularly on a Monday morning.
I don't know if it's because I'm super intelligent, though.
Here's Lovely the Band. This is Bhuja. Bloody Nora, that takes me back, Lee Haas. Hey, Rock the Casper, the
Rock the
Clash
Casper.
on
Yep.
Radio Hodaki. Someone's just texted in. They've just obviously been hearing about the thing that we were discussing earlier in the show, the toll on the Harbour Bridge, in order to pay for this new scooter lane in the inner city of Auckland. And
Really polarising people, then.
it really is. And they said they live on the North Shore. And it's going to cost them something in the vicinity of $20 to actually go back and
Well,
forth.
this is the thing. If you,
a day.
it's $2.50 every time you cross over the bridge either side. So it's $5 a return trip. If you're travelling to work or back and forth a little bit, maybe you're a courier driver or something. It's really going to start to cost.
Yeah. So a lot of people are outraged, and so they should be. I mean, we don't even know that these scooters are really safe at the moment. There's still got to be some things put in place to make sure that they're actually properly
It's just
properly managed.
It's just a way of making money too. I mean, didn't we pay for that bridge back in 1959. I
Yeah,
think
well, it was opened in 1959. I believe they stopped the tolls in 1984. So what's that? That's 14. That's nearly 30 odd years. Well, it is over 30 odd years ago. Surely to God, we've well and truly paid for that bridge. And now we're using that as a source of ripping people off.
Yeah.
You add that onto the fuel tax, and people are just getting robbed blind in this country.
And
you know what I mean? It's outrageously
this flat rate as well, which they say, okay, Aucklanders will pay as you go, but people in Christchurch, why should they be paying the flat rate of $20 each a year?
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's not a lot of money, okay, and it's for the benefit.
Well, $20 is $20. I don't care what anyone says. And the people in Christchurch, Dunedin, and the South Island,
They've got their own problems.
They've got their own issues to deal with. They haven't even got their own stadium in Christchurch, and here we are saying they have to pay a $20, flat fee for the this new scooter lane in Auckland inner city.
Is that $20 a month, or is it just flat free?
No, that's just a flat annual fee, I believe. But as you say, $20 not necessarily a lot of money, but to some families, Lee Hart, that's a great deal of money.
If I was in Christchurch, though, hearing about this, I'd be pretty annoyed.
Yeah. So, we'll see how it goes. I've got a feeling that New Zealanders aren't going to put up with that sort of carrying on. They're going to stand up and do something
but it's just
about
going to come off your bill. You won't know.
Yeah, well, this is the thing, isn't it? There are all these things, automatic payments, you don't know, do you? And then you look at your account and go, what the hell? Scooter fee? I don't even own a scooter. Let's get into a bit of jet before I start getting my goat really gandering. Cold hard bitch there, Jet on Radio Hodaki, Monday afternoon. What are you? What's getting your attention at the moment on the official?
I was just going through on Twitter here, just looking at some of the news feeds,
Yeah.
see if there's anything we may have missed in the show. But no, it seems like we've covered most things. A lot of people have still going on about this toll on the Harbour Bridge to pay for scooter lanes in Auckland.
Yeah.
Well,
that was
really
always
getting
gonna be
on people's goat, that one.
Yeah, controversial, wasn't it? Hey, a little bit later on in the show, we've got some pretty exciting news. You, Lee Hart, have been asked to spend the afternoon with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle and be keen to find out what you're planning to do there, because what an honour. What an honour, mate.
Yeah, I just want to sort of keep it simple.
Yeah.
Don't try and cram too
Well,
much
look,
in.
I've got some ideas for you, so we'll have a
bit of a
chat about
barbecue
that.
at my place.
Yeah, nice.
Get a few saucies, a couple of beers maybe.
Good stuff. Now, John Butler Trio. Radio Hodaki presents John Butler Trio with support from LAB and the legendary Trinity Roots, with Nelson getting special guest Fly My Pretties 2. 2 New Zealand shows, Auckland Saturday, March the 2nd at the Hunting Lodge, and in Nelson, Sunday, March 3rd, Trafalgar Centre with Fly My Pretties. Tickets on sale now from eventfinder.co.nz. Head to hodaki.co.nz for all the details, and the Hodaki Facebook page for more chances to win. Now, we've got a double pass to give away to these guys, but you need to be able to get to either Auckland or Nelson. Keep that in mind if you're making a call right now, because if you can't get there, there's no point in us giving you the tickets, Tom. All right? Do you want to choose a caller, Lee?
Yeah, sure, mate. I've got this one here. Let's see who this is. Hello, come in, caller.
G'day, mate.
G'day, mate. Who are we speaking to?
Tom.
Who, sorry?
Tom.
How you going, Tom?
You good, mate? What about you?
Yeah, good, thanks, mate. You had a good weekend?
Oh, can't complain, Monday evening.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, Tom.
I'm a bit slow today, to be honest.
Oh, well, it happens on a Monday sometimes, doesn't it? Big weekend. Hey, Tom, would you want to go to the Auckland show or the Nelson show?
Auckland would be stellar, if it's possible, mate.
Okay. Who are you going to take with you, Tom?
Probably take my mate Damo, to be honest.
Damo?
Yep.
That's a classic mate name, isn't it? Damo! You want to come to the gig? Yeah, mate. Thanks, Damo. Good stuff, Tom. Well, I'll tell you what, buddy, those tickets are all yours. You enjoy the show.
Damo can get the beers in, can't you?
Thanks, fellas.
No, what? Yeah, get Damo to buy the beers, Tom.
Oh, he's definitely buying the beer. He's definitely buying the beer.
Sweet. Stay on the line and Petrol will sort those details out, Tom.
Beautiful.
Thanks,
Thank
mate.
you, guys.
Thank you.
Yes, mate. I think coming up we've got Wacky Improv, haven't we?
Yeah, pretty soon. Bit nervous about that, actually.
Yeah.
Don't know what Tom's
Especially on a
got in store.
Monday.
Yeah.
Sort of thing you need to be.
Yeah, it's more of a Wednesday, Thursday type
when
thing.
you're up to speed. But anyway, we'll give it a go. No safety net.
Be good, mate.
Bhuja with KFC.
All the apologies there, Nirvana on Radio Hodaki Monday afternoon. Now, it was a massive sporting weekend, so I think it's appropriate right now, Lee Hart, that we have the Daily Bhuja Sport Wrap of the weekend. Got a sting for that, Tom?
But a lot of rugby, of course. Sorry, this thing kept going. A lot of rugby, of course. The big final, mate. The Auckland, Canterbury.
Yeah.
What a game that was at the end.
Didn't see it.
Did you?
No.
Okay.
It was a good one.
I only saw the end, actually. I saw the first half. 20-7 to Canterbury at half-time.
Wow.
A lot of rain.
Was this
going
at
on.
Eden Park?
Yeah.
Yes.
And they let everyone in for free.
Oh, wow. That's good.
And then they went into extra time.
What the hell was that, Tom? This is serious sport chat that we're doing here. We can't have random stings just jumping into the show.
I was going to lift it with a bed, but I just came in way too
What
high.
do you mean
He's lifting?
What do you mean lift it? I mean,
I've hardly got going yet.
Lee was just getting into his sort of rhythm there, and you totally blew it by
wrecked it
chucking a
now.
sting in there.
That's what I mean. I thought.
I know.
I was hanging on every word he was saying there about what were you talking about?
Oh, it doesn't matter now.
Oh, the Auckland versus Canterbury.
Yeah, Auckland ended up winning. Well, good on them. You know, I'm obviously a Canterbury supporter, but I think if any game they, it was good for the game. I think that Auckland won.
Well, it's been bloody ages since Auckland. You were there at the game, weren't you,
Good for
Tom?
the crowd that showed up there.
Yeah,
for once.
You. How was the game live?
It was interesting. It was the first rugby game I've ever been to that actually ended up having 3 different seats throughout the game.
Why is that?
They kept pouring down, and then they kept opening up a different stand. They're like, okay, this one's obviously too wet. We'll get you out of here. We'll put you in this one. Then that one got too wet, so we had to move around 3 times.
Right, okay.
Okay.
All Blacks versus Australia and Japan.
Yeah, I didn't really watch this properly.
No, I
It
didn't
was
see
in
it
the
either.
background.
I didn't see it
It
either.
was in the background with the sound down while I was at a party. But yeah, it was a good result. It looked like they played pretty well. I couldn't really make sense of it.
I'll be honest with you. I was watching Breaking Bad. Actually, I've been delving into that again, and I just by chance switched to the sports channel. And there was 5 minutes to go, and I went, bloody hell! I didn't even realise it was on. But the All Blacks won that, did they, Tom?
Well, I was just going to ask, how was Breaking Bad?
Oh, it's great. Such a good show.
And the All Blacks now, of course, have split up into 2 groups. One stays on in Japan to play Japan, and the other group have already gone off to UK for the English tour.
Yeah, very good.
That's a bit of news for you, isn't it?
Yeah, that's amazing stuff. Anything else
I think
sport-wise?
23 stayed, 27 went, just to give you an idea of the split.
Anything else sport-wise?
Something about the Tuataras or something's going on? Some new team? You guys on that?
No, don't know much.
Okay.
What's the Tuataras?
I don't know. I was hoping you guys would.
Wouldn't have a clue, mate.
No, I don't have a lot on sport. We probably shouldn't have done one. to be honest.
No. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I literally watched no sport this weekend. So this was actually an exercise in futility from my point of view. I've got no idea what I'm talking about. Should we go to a song instead? Oh! So our mate Dave Lee.
Is it?
Yeah, Rebel. Oh, David Bowie, on Radio Hodaki. I still miss him.
Yeah.
You know, those calls we used to get every now and then, just completely out of the blue.
Hi guys, David here.
Yeah, Dave here. How you going? What's going on?
How's your show going?
Yeah. At the time they didn't seem like much, but it's once that's happened.
Once it's that feeling for me. It's just that feeling, just that knowing I can't pick up the phone now.
Yeah,
and
that's
call David and just have a chat about nothing. If I have to just hear his voice and
Did he ever leave messages? Because we could play those on air. People would love to hear that stuff.
No, yeah, but we're not into the. I'm not into broadcasting the fact that we.
after he's
It's a private conversation, Tom. I'm not going to send my messages at David
reeks
Bowie.
Of us trying to sort of through association, I suppose, sort of push the show. I suppose when we're not about that. It's about we had a friendship with him, and that's all there is to it.
I mean, Lee gets calls from all sorts of people in his private home, don't you, Lee? I mean, it's if Lee was to broadcast every bloody message he gets from all the celebrities around the world, why? Why would you do that? I mean, it's private conversations.
Yeah, but
between...
it's just you just got to take my word for it.
Mind you, you did play me that one from Bob Marley that time. That was a pretty cool message. That was like 2 a.m, wasn't it, or something? I think there was a time difference thing. But yeah, I mean, you can't just.
It doesn't matter how famous someone is, but if they're phoning you at 2 or 3 a.m, it's still a bit of a pain.
Yeah,
and
even if it is Bob Marley, you know what I mean. But no, I know what you mean with Dave Bowie. It's just, it's not so much what he said. It's just that you can't just pick up the phone and have a chat about
say
nothing.
and just talk about. his new albums, or maybe sometimes he just wanted to share some song ideas.
Yeah. All that stuff.
All recipes. He was into his cooking.
He was a great cook. He loved his herbs.
Amazing scone recipe, didn't he?
Yeah. Actually, I'm going to look that up.
Cheese scone recipe.
He used a lemonade or something instead of milk.
Yep.
To gave it a real fluffiness. But time goes on. These things happen. Hey, I tell you what, you're listening to Bhuja. Plenty more coming up after 6, including our amazing improvisation segment.
Bhuja.
This is Hodaki News.
Kia ora, good evening. Laura Mabbott here with your Hodaki News feed. It's thought all 188 passengers on the Lion airplane that crashed in Indonesia have died. It's been confirmed the Boeing 737 crashed into the Java Sea 13 minutes after leaving Jakarta Airport. Here's Sky News' Aaron Young.
It had an altitude of about 5,400 feet, and in the last seconds, it had dropped down to 3,650 feet as its speed increased.
And Jacinda Ardern's given the royals some Kiwi gifts. The Duchess was given a pair of earrings, and Prince Harry got a Shapeshifter CD.
Because it includes the track titled Duchies, which is the music the All Blacks enter onto the field with, including, of course, at Twickenham.
That's news. And in sport, Auckland coach Alama Edemir believes Akira Ioane's done enough to get back in the All Blacks, despite him being left out of the 51-man squad for the end-of-year tour. He says he doesn't think Ioane could have done anything more in the Mitre 10 Cup Premiership final win. The Boston Red Sox have won Major League Baseball's World Series for the 9th time. They've breezed past the LA Dodgers 5-1 in Game 5 in LA to win the best-of-7 series 4-1. And local rider Matt Zenovich has won the opening stage of cycling's Tour of Southland. He's beaten home Australian Oliver Martin on the 170k stage from Invercargill to Lumsden to take the leader's yellow jersey. I'm Laura Mabbott. All the latest news and sport is online at nzherald.co.nz. Hodaki Auckland weather, rain today, and there could be thunder and hail with strong gusty northwest winds, getting down to 12 degrees tonight. More rain tomorrow, heavy and thundery with a high of 16.
Welcome to the show for bloody good Kiwis across the country.
Yeah, sure, it's nice to have your company this Monday afternoon. Now, like any top radio show, we like to try a few things out.
Yep.
Over the show, try some new things, some new segments. And you and I, Lee, aren't strangers to a bit of improv.
No, I mean, we cut our teeth many years ago in improv, and it's a high adrenaline, high-stakes game.
What was the name of your improv group that you used to be a part of? I remember seeing, that's the first time I ever saw you perform, actually, was that
Impромania.
Oh, Impромania, that's right. And you all had those sort of like polo necks.
Yeah.
So kind of pre-Wiggles, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's good. I mean, it's a great tool. It's a great skill to have, but you got to hone it. You got to practice, and although it's improv, I mean, you really need to train your brain, I suppose.
Yeah. What was it called?
Impромania.
That's clever. So what we've got...
Well, we just came up with that, improvised it.
Did it change over the years, or it was always Impromania?
I think it was always Impromania.
When I saw you, it was Impromania.
I might have been the Imposters.
Oh, okay.
The Imposters.
No, when I saw you, you were Impromania.
Oh, okay, all right.
And
so I wasn't with the Imposters anymore?
No, and a mate came up to me and said, you got to go and see these guys, Impromania. They're amazing.
Didn't you do a couple of shows with us?
Impromania?
Yeah.
I think I might have I was like the MC of Impromania.
Right, okay. Yeah.
But even then, I mean, I was terrified of the prospect of improvising. It's like coming on a radio show without any prep.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Nightmare, wouldn't it?
It would have been an absolute nightmare. Well, you'd be okay because you did Impromania, of course. But what was the other one called?
The Imposters.
Oh, was that after Impromania?
I think it was before.
Okay, same set of guys?
Andy wasn't. And Andy, you remember Andy?
Yeah.
He was in the Imposters. He didn't come with us to Impромania.
Was there a bit of a bust-up with Andy?
I just think he wanted to do his own thing. He wanted to do more scripted. He wanted to do more scripted stuff, you know?
Right. Hey, well, coming up, we've got some amazing improv. In the meantime, here's a bit of news. News here on Radio Hodaki Monday afternoon. Now, we've talked enough about improv. It's time to get into it. Is the Daily Bhuja Wacky Improv.
Right, so the way this is going to work, I mean, you remember all this, Chase, of course, you're old school, but look, Tom, what you just fire up some beds or some situations, set a scene for us, if you like, and Jason and I will just riff and come up with stuff. No safety net, nothing. What you see is what you get.
I'll be honest with you, mate. I'm counting on you to take the lead on this stuff. You've got way more experience, but have you all good to go, Tom?
Yeah, I'm ready, mate.
Okay, hit us.
What do you got for us?
Okay, how about this? You guys, you're in a cafe.
In a what?
A cafe.
A cafe.
Cafe, yeah.
Okay.
Bit noisy.
Can't really hear it over the. You wouldn't be able to hear us over the stuff. I'd probably be on my phone if I was in a cafe anyway.
Cafes are not good. No, let's flag the cafe. It's not a good environment for that kind of stuff. It's just people there that chatting.
Oh, what about this one? I reckon this is exciting, this one. How about this? You're on the battlefield.
I got nothing on that, actually.
But no, you need some more detail. I mean, what sort of battle? I mean, that's...
Is it World War I, World War II?
Well, that's what you're supposed to improvise.
You just can't come up with...
You can't just chuck guns in the background explosions.
Halloween's coming up. Some spooky stuff. You can do some monsters.
It's too cliche. I mean, what you're doing there is, no. I don't know how much of this have you done in the past. Have you?
Well, okay, this one's good. You'll definitely like this one. What about this one? You're on a bus. Nice grassroots sort of base, you know. People will be listening to the show on iHeart.
It doesn't even sound like a bus. It sounds like a truck.
Are there other people on the bus?
Guy Fawkes. It's coming up. You're watching the fireworks with your family.
No. Look, I think we'll park this. This is, obviously you don't really have a hang on this. Tom, it's not your fault. We dropped you in the deep end there a little bit.
Yeah, well, look, I'll tell you what we'll do. You have Lee will have a chat with you after the show, just give you an idea of the sort of stuff we're looking for. That was kind of off-piste.
I thought
a farm or something would have been good. Something like that.
Like
I've got
a farm.
We could do farm. Here we go.
Well, it's a bit late now.
So you don't want...
Oh, well, look, we're in there. That segment's nearly over now. We're not going to have a chance to get into that. Would have been good, actually, the farm.
If you had started off with the farm, Tom, that would have been fine. I could have gone with the farm.
I could have with that too.
So maybe on Thursday we'll do it again and we could start with the farm.
Yeah, well, I'd be improv. We'll know by then.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay.
Well, a farm kind of vibe then.
Okay. I'll get some new stuff in the system.
Yeah. Just
cool.
try and just try and get a better handle on it. That's all. We're not really human, know what I mean?
Here's Metallica.
Gently scraping the cheese. Okay, once it's cooked, it forms a crust, and that will seal in the flavours on top.
Right. Okay. Do you mind if I just interrupt you there, mate? I've got a bit of a liner I need to put out there.
Want some music or something for it?
Oh, could you do some?
Yeah, sure.
Grab that guitar fast.
This is Marine Deal's Wet Dream. Thanks to Marine Deals, you could be experiencing the best weekend.
Scooby.
This is our sort of thing, Lee. The Three Kings Islands are a fishing mecca, a place Kiwis should know about. Hodaki has your chance to experience a fishing trip of a lifetime on board Enchanter, exploring an untouched paradise. Enter your Wet Dream fishing team along with all your details at hodaki.co.nz. Now listen to this. To win 5 days on a fully catered fishing charter up to the Three Kings Islands with the founders of Marine Deals, Lee. Live from Manganui Harbour on the 1st of May and returning on the 5th of May next year. You'll spend your days fishing with state-of-the-art fishing gear, all rods, tackle and bait are supplied, and cruising around an untouched paradise that is considered to be one of the world's top fishing meccas. A value of $20,000. All you need to do now is enter at hodaki.co.nz. Mary Jane's Last Dance there by Tom Petty on Radio Hodaki this Monday.
Heard you were dancing in the weekend.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I like a bit of boogie, you know that. My family and I, we have we set a bit of time aside on a Saturday night, to turn the TV off, turn all our devices off, apart from the stereo. I put a few tunes on the stereo and have a bit of a family dance, a bit of a family boogie. It's a great way to
enough, is it? I think more families should do that.
Absolutely. And it's a really good way of sort of uniting everyone and getting everyone on the same page, just having a bit of a boogie in the lounge there.
What tracks are we talking? What vinyls are you spinning?
Oh, it depends. It's Spotify, and it's mostly my daughter Millie's actually choices that we go with. But that's another one of my girls leaving home now. Lee, by the way, I've only got one daughter left at home now, mate. Jeez.
How do you feel about that? Is that good? Is it?
Well, it's a different time for me now.
Bittersweet?
Well, it's kind of bittersweet. You feel proud that the girls are going out into the world and doing their thing and stuff, and doing very well, let me tell you. But, it's a real test of your relationship with your partner, because you don't have the family dynamic anymore. It's just you and her type thing. And
her aerobics instructor.
And Terry's still there on and off. He's not staying as much as he used to, actually, which is kind of nice. So my partner and I have more time to sort of reacquaint ourselves, I guess, after bringing up kids for 15, 20 years.
Is Terry there when you're doing the dancing and stuff with the family? So you get involved in that?
Oh, yeah, Terry has a bit of a dance. Yeah. So, no, it's good. It's good.
That's good. I'd say more families should be doing that kind of thing, I think. You say put the devices away, lock them up, and just do family stuff.
Well, I know you do that stuff with your kids, don't you? You how did the super gluing your charges into the sockets work out? Has that been working for you?
So far, so good, yeah.
So they can't sort of snatch them, and so they're literally stuck in there.
That's right.
What if you have a bit of a sort of electrical breakdown? I mean, what are you going to do in that situation?
You mean if the charger burns out? I just pull it out and replace it, but it's just not easy to get out, that's all.
Right, okay. Because I imagine it would be a bit of a nightmare for an electrician to come in and try and get all that glue out of the socket and stuff, you know what I mean? I mean, it can't be necessarily that safe either. I would have thought, glue in an electrical socket would have been...
Well, it's not actually in the socket. You're gluing the plastic around the pins.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, well, that makes sense, actually. So the actual plastic part sticking again... Oh,
yeah,
that's... I'm going to do that myself.
Araldite's probably the best glue to use. It's thick, you mix it up in the two tubes.
Yes.
Into a bit of a paste and put it on there. And, try not to use too much because it will, it can look a little bit ugly. But Araldite's probably better than super glue for this kind of job.
Then it stops the kids from nicking off with your charges, doesn't it? Oh, that's good, mate. That's good. Hey, are we going into some sort of break here, Tom?
Yeah, is that all right?
Are they
good.
Is it a good break?
I'll make sure they're the best ads I know, Ducky, mate.
Good on you, mate.
Bhuja with KFC's Surf Safe Burger Bundle. Beach Daz.
Well, there you go, the Monday show done and dustedly. Not one of our best shows, I'll be honest, mate, but it just, like everyone else in the world, sometimes top radio DJs, you have a Monday kind of show sometimes.
Yeah, I was a bit disappointed with our improv. Tom is obviously new to that kind of stuff, and it's not. We can't really blame you, but you didn't really know what you were doing there.
Yes, I know that, guys.
Put pressure on us a little bit, but that's fine.
Drop the ball on that one, eh?
Well, we did actually look a little bit stupid, particularly given that we've been chatting about it, and building it up, and it did make us look a bit stupid, Tom, to be honest.
Yeah, but I think people know. I think people out there are smart enough to know that wasn't our fault, and that we're in the deep end there.
Yeah. Hey,
we made the best of a bad situation.
Yeah, we did. And actually, I thought, strangely enough, there was actually some pretty good improv in there. Now, Tom, are you going to stay here after the show? Of course, I think, Lee, you want to have a word with Tom after the show about some stuff?
Yeah, nothing too serious. I mean, if you've got a couple of hours, just to go through some stuff, and maybe we'll have another crack at this improv stuff, and maybe show you some.
Can we do it at the bar again, like last week?
Yeah, we can do that if you like, but I just want to go through the sort of situations that would work for me and Jace.
Tom, every now and then in life, opportunity comes along. And when you've got a top radio DJ like Lee Hart taking you aside and letting you know the ins and outs of how to make radio work, mate, lap it up. It may be hard to take some of the stuff he says to you.
Are we supposed to be talking about radio at those things?
But, it may be hard to take, mate, but that's how you learn, Tom. That's how you learn.
Yeah, and just to give a bit of, what's the word for it? It's a nice word for it, humble pie, or a bit of
a slice of humble pie.
You've just got to accept that you don't know it all, okay? And that other people with more experience we're there to help.
Can I put it like this, Lee? Tom, at the moment, you don't know what you don't know. All right?
We know what you don't know.
You don't know what you don't know. And Lee knows what you don't know. So listen to him and lap it up.
You
mate.
don't know what we know that you don't. You don't know what we know about you about what you don't know.
Well, I know that I don't know what you guys are saying right now.
Well, therein
Well,
lies
halfway
halfway
there.
there.
That's
You
the
know,
problem, see?
that's pretty much the problem in a nutshell. But we'll talk about that later. Hey, New Zealand, it's been great having your company this Monday afternoon. Have a good rest of your day. Lee, myself, and Tom will be back on the Tuesday show. Until then, Bhuja to you.
Whoa,